Oh, we cannot see anything on my end. Awesome.
It is
Wait.
still.
There we go.
the,
We switched
starting
over.
screen.
Hello, everybody. It should switch over in a minute. There's a little bit of a delay when it comes to stuff like this. Hi. I will just keep talking for a minute just to see if it has switched. But hello. Welcome back to another Fan Battle cast. I know you guys just got one the day before. Can you believe it that you're getting another one so soon? My name is Saul. I'm not Sherm. You might notice that this is there's someone in the corner who keeps emoted. But yeah, hey, so this is the first Fan Battle cast without Sherm. Sherm is a very busy individual, but we are the evilest, most dangerous people in the galaxy. All four of us. We're all very villainous, including myself.
We, mammal.
Oh, okay.
We are here to spread the message of Ice King supremacy and hate is great, best villain.
If for some reason
is
by
great,
that
best villain.
hate is great, best villain, if by that description you couldn't get the matchup already, we are debating the Ice King versus Lord Hater. Adventure Time versus Wander over Yonder. My name is Saul. I run the Saul's Versus blog. I have my own YouTube channel. I run the Versus show Doomsday Duel. And my opponent is...
It is I, Lord Hater! Yeah! But no, I'm Molak. You know, I'm in the Discord. I recently joined. And I'm very happy and enthusiastic to be here. I'm ready for this.
Oh, and below me is... on the restream.
Raccoon Bro VA, back at it again, 2 streams in a row. I am here to be the jury for Ice King versus Lord Hater, 2 of my favorite cartoon villains of all time. When I saw that this was a cast happening, I just knew I had to be part of it and spread the good word of two frankly misunderstood individuals. They may be flawed, but they're good rulers at the end of the day. They need to be given the chance, man, to show how much they can prove. No, they're super evil. Let's not. But they're awesome. They're funny, and they're surprisingly sympathetic at points. And they even like Lord Hater has a banger song too in that one episode. So
Yes, sir.
and Wander Over Yonder is incredibly underrated. So I'm just happy to be talking about them.
And there's someone to Raccoon's right. Who are you?
I am Smelt. I've been on the cast before, and that's about it. I don't really have much going on right now.
You'll have stuff going on in the future, though.
Yeah, still working on setting up something for my YouTube channel, but until then, I am mostly just here.
And that
Hello.
is everybody for today for Strange Faces. But now, we're going to get into the 60 seconds. Will it be me or will it be Molak? What would you rather, Molak?
You can go first. I'm fine.
Okay, so we will see if the timer works. As soon as I start it, I will just start talking, and we will see what happens. So, the Ice King, or better known as Simon Petrikov with the version that we're using. Ice King was, he's just a being, basically. He was created by a magical user named Evergreen to stop something known as a catalyst comet. Someone called Gunther, that's a little bit important later, put on the crown and wished to have the powers of Evergreen, who was the current ice elemental. The crown was passed on a lot and ended up in the hands of Simon Petrikov, where he became the Ice King and lost all his memories of who he was and became insane. He's a princess kidnapping, penguin enjoying, ice manipulating user, and he has so much hacks. You see, Lord Hater may be the powerfulest in the galaxy, but Ice King has gone across universes and he's fought universal level foes, and Lord Hater isn't really going to have everything he needs. And there's Gunther the penguin, not the other Gunther we mentioned, who is basically like Metal Sonic if he was a thing. There we go. That should have all... Yeah, that looks good on my end. It's just right on top of Spelt.
Gunther,
Alright,
who told you could warp reality without me?
Yeah, there'll be...
I am the Time Lord.
There will probably
or
be no
lady.
sound. There'll probably be no sound effect for when it's coming to an end, but I can just see the timer on my screen. So, are you ready, Molak?
I'm a Death Battle fan. I know how to count.
Okay. Let me get my own timer up.
Yeah, I've got one for the people on screen as well. so I'll be able to keep track of it if you need.
All right, just tell me when.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go.
People watching this stream, I only have one question to ask you. Who is the universe's awesomest evildoer? Hater! Lord Hater is, without a doubt, one of the best villains in the entire galaxy. And in fact, he even was. He conquered basically the entire universe. He is a powerful cyborg skeleton with electric powers, and he can just zap things, teleport. He has a massive eyeball army, and even more importantly, Wander Over Yonder, it just does everything. It is crazy. Characters are planetary just whenever they fucking feel like it. These characters like just go above and beyond power scaling. They're basically powered by Toon Force, and I think that with all of these abilities combined, Lord Hater will prove he's not just the greatest in the galaxy, but the greatest new.
Yeah. For some reason it says starting soon. But good job. All right. Okay. What do you, as our jury, what would you guys want to hear about first?
Well, I'm curious about how you guys think the battle would start. Who do you guys think would be the instigator?
It's Lord Hater.
It's Lord Hater.
Yeah,
It's Hater.
battle.
Oh yes, we should clarify. We are giving both their armies, so Gunther and the Ice Creations for the Ice King, and Commander Peepers, and I don't know what actually Lord Hater, the Peeper army.
I think they're called like
I got some stuff to show you.
Oh, okay. Right. So yeah, what should we start with in terms of the debate? What do you guys want to hear about?
Well, I guess I'm curious about the powers in their arsenals that they regularly use, and how they would that would play off of each other.
Okay.
Do you want to start, Mark?
Oh, and by the way, I looked it up in the army. They're referred to as the Watchdogs.
Ah, right.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I can start. Let's see if a good image. So, if you could bring up image, it's just called Holding Back Dominator.
I will have a look for you if I can. Oh, is it named? Is it Telekinesis Holding Back Dominator?
That's right.
There we go.
All right. So as he pulls that image, I can basically go into it. I alluded to it in the my opening, but Lord Hater is a cyborg skeleton. We don't really actually know much about how he was built or made, but he is basically fueled by this powerful green energy that he can like shoot out as beams. He has telekinesis, as you can see on the screen. He can teleport around. He can fly, apparently, which I didn't know. He can shoot lightning bolts from his hands and eyes, force fields, all sorts of powerful electric abilities. And these allow him to compete with some of the more powerful people in the Wander Over Yonder verse. So you can see the telekinesis here, but I have an even better example. And I guess this is to see if GIFs work. Can you please pull up the GIF Weird Interaction?
I will do that now. Yeah, you can start talking about it as I pull it up.
Okay.
There we go.
So basically, in the Wander Over Yonder verse, it's not just Lord Hater. There are a bunch of other villains basically fighting for supremacy. And one of these villains is called literally Major Threat. That is their name. He likes to be called Frank, but his name is Major Threat. He basically has telekinesis so powerful, and I guess this is a good way to segue, just start showing you how casual this verse is with planetary stuff. His telekinesis is so powerful that he can just crush planets whenever he wants. He can just use it to crush planets. And what he did in this episode is he basically pulled up on Lord Hater, and he tried to make Lord Hater good, but Hater accidentally kind of made him evil instead. So when he was trying to beat him, he essentially had to dress up as Wander, and then Major Threat got mad enough that he used his telekinesis on Lord Hater. But Lord Hater not only resisted it, and I hope the gift pulls up soon.
It's still playing in the background, I believe.
Yeah, I'm seeing it in action on the stream at least.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As you can see, Lord Hater is just fully able of not interacting with it and just pulling him to himself instead, and then hugging him into submission.
Yeah, no, he totally, he absolutely got the jump on Jeff there.
I'm
Oh, his
just
name is
not
Jeff.
sure
I thought it was
how that-
Frank. Sorry.
No, it probably is.
I think his name is Jeff.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
not
my
sure
fault.
how that even like works from a logistical standpoint. Oh, hey, the GIF works.
There we go.
Well, I guess,
Don't
I
worry
guess
about
it's,
it.
It's just like when you have telekinesis, other telekinesis powers just feel tangible to you, I suppose.
Yeah, so you can just casually interact with that kind of stuff, and
Interesting.
there is like even with his cyborg body, because he's a skeleton, haha, funny cartoon skeleton. He can be broken apart, and then he can just reassemble himself pretty easily. So even if he gets damaged, there's not really like unless you completely destroy his body, he can almost definitely come back.
Huh.
Cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
I will take away the gift for now.
Yep.
Anything else about Hater?
Let's see. Any other interesting? Well, there is his musical talent. Lord Hater is a very, well, I wouldn't really say famous. I would say infamous rock star in the Wander Over Yonder universe. And in one episode, he actually uses his powers to straight up fuel a planet-wide concert that was happening. And it was so loud that people across space could hear it, which is why Lord Dominator shows up.
He'll make the entire universe his captive audience, etc., etc.
More or less. And
Everyone will be forced to watch Splatoon 2 Let's Plays by Lord Hater.
even more impressive, I don't have the image, but even more impressive, he actually kept that rock concert up for 4 days straight.
Oh my god, well, I guess he doesn't have a throat.
I was gonna say he doesn't. He's probably fine.
Yeah, he's all
Yeah.
bone. What is he gonna? What, you need to get a lozenge? Screw that.
Right. So yeah, I think that's it for general powers for Lord Hater. We can move on to the Ice King if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. So
So yeah.
it's going to be important to talk about the Ice Crown for a little bit. And the Ice Crown is what fuels all of Ice King's powers, right? It has to be on, like, at least on him for him to use his powers. And now before you go, aha, maybe someone can take it. He has ways to, like, shrink it, bring it back to him. He also has to be without his power, like his crown a lot, for the powers to be depleted. Anyway, the main thing the Ice King can do by given the name is conjure ice. He can conjure ice in so many different ways. He can do straight ice beams, physical ice lightning bolts, and this ice is so potent that you lose all temperature in your body, and your pulse is slowed down so much that there was this hitman called the Scorcher. He was hired by Ice King to hit Finn and Jake, not kill them. So Ice King had to fake their own
Punch him in the
deaths.
gut, make him spill their lunch.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Yeah, you can create ice lightning. Also, the lightning is weirdly sentient and can make machines become alive. One of the most notable examples of this is Nepta.
Uh-oh.
Nectar! Oh my god, I forgot
Oh
about
yeah.
him.
Never-ending pie
Silly
throwing
little
robot. He's the ultimate hide and seek champion.
Yeah. Apart from that, Ice King, perhaps what's going to be interesting here is his, this is going to sound really disgusting, his beard flakes.
I'm sorry, what? Can you say that again?
Beard
no.
flakes.
What?
So
I
basically,
think I forgot about those.
one time when Ice King wanted to basically destroy the Ice Kingdom, he flew over to the... Oh yeah, he can fly by flapping his beard.
Right.
Funny visual.
Yeah, it's a very funny visual. I didn't get a gif of it. His beard flakes can transmute a deadly and like virus, and it makes you weak. It freezes your body, and as soon as you touched by a victim of the ice sickness, you are made into the little ice sick creatures, which only doesn't take long for the infection, and the only known cure is for Ice King to start screaming in pain, which is an absolutely terrifying thing. I'm going to bring up an image
thank God.
myself of some of Ice King's abilities because this has no explanation. This is where is it? This is choose your own Ice King. In the comics, Ice King fires a beam from his body or his hands that makes people unable to fight back. It is a, and then
You can't punch me because you can't decide to punch me. Not anymore. From now on, somebody else is making your decisions for you.
yeah, it becomes kind of a weird. It becomes a weird fourth wall like breaking comic where Ice King like he just basically you get to choose your own way how it goes. But for the purposes of a death battle, I would imagine this could just be a paralysis thing, you know. I'm also going to bring up another image. This is just without any of his gear and stuff. We'll go into gear later. This is called Why Did He Do That? And I found this 30-minute. Why is he big? Now, guys, he became big at the end of. So at the end of. At the end of Hey Ice King, why did you steal our garbage? You fight. You fight. You fight the Ice King as a boss. You end up beating him, and he goes, "I'm leaving." Walks out and becomes a big version of himself with all the same ice abilities. I don't know how he did this. It's one of the most weirdest feats in Adventure Time that I've seen recently.
By the way, can I shout out to that game for having the best theme song in a video game ever? You king of ice, it would be nice if if you were nice, but you're a jerk. Probably gonna build a girlfriend out of the garbage.
There's also there's two other things to note about Ice King's ice manipulation as well. One, he can create sentient armies of ice people. Now, the snow copies usually aren't amazing physically or durably, but he does have some examples. So mostly he will create like snowmen. One of the most notable examples of this is when he created one to bear hug Phoebe, who is the Flame Princess, during their little escapade. They have ice like bulls, which can charge you around, ice dogs that can spit out things, ice soldiers, and the Ice King's crown, which provides all of his ice, activates on death. So basically, there's this thing called Farm World. So I'll bring up Frozen Planet 1. Basically, the Finn made a wish for the planet to the Lich have never existed, and this Prismo ended up making an alternative universe that Finn was pulled into where magic never existed. Right? This happened by the mushroom bomb, which is the big nuclear bomb never going off. How this happened was Ice King started to freeze the nuclear bomb, and he ended up getting crushed before he could freeze it. The crown, in a fit of sadness over Simon's death, froze the planet for 100+ years. And this is just the aftermath of it. It was stuck like this for 100 years. And like I said, this is on death. This is like a Predator suicide move, but even stronger. This is before we get into the more specifics.
That was a crazy episode. Like, we got to see an older version of Marceline, and Jake was just a normal dog.
Do you want to go into some of the equipment? Because I know Lord Hater has a few things up his sleeve.
Before we go into the equipment, there is something important that I feel maybe I should bring it up now. Is that Lord Hater probably can't be frozen. Now, this is important. I actually found this. Can you please pull up? I'll explain it. Can you please pull up the GIF Frozen Lord Hater?
Yes.
Okay. So, for context, this was basically from the Wander Over Yonder episode, The It, where essentially Lord Hater became It in a game of tag, and he needed to try and tag somebody because he's just super petty. He has to be the best at everything. So he, of course, has to tag somebody. And he's trying to tag Lord Peepers, but Lord Peepers keeps running away, and he leads him further into their ship, which, by the way, is massive. It has a food. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. But essentially, as he's chasing Peepers, he takes him into this basically Star Wars parody room, and he freezes him in a material called Cold Burr Night. cold Burnite.
Oh,
And yes,
interesting.
burr as in burr, you're shivering. And
Incredible.
he's fully frozen in it. But, and this is, we're gonna get into this later because it's important. Lord Hader just becomes so angry, he just casually breaks out of it and immediately takes himself to an alternate planet off the ship to go try and tag somebody.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Interesting.
He breaks out of this ice.
Yeah, I
I
can.
just love the single finger wiggling.
Yeah, I can offer at least a few counters later, but I do want to say Ice King as freezing has worked on, like, he's frozen pure fire, which is a bit weird that it doesn't just instantly melt. So one of the most, I think there's two examples of this actually. Obviously, it kind of becomes a solid object, right? But you're still freezing fire. That's still crazy.
Right.
Is in his first, I mean, one of his fights with Flame Princess, she's like attacking him and he freezes a fireball coming at him, and then obviously it just lands on his head and knocks him over. But the second time is when he's like walking away, or like Finn's using his body, and then a bigger fireball gets like shattered into nothing. So while the ice might be, I think there's a different level here between the ice of the Star Wars Carbonite machine and what the Ice King is producing. Because like I said, it basically makes you, it makes you look dead.
But see, we're just getting started. There's another time with the ice. This is just the light one. I just wanted to show that he has broken out of ice. There's a bigger one. There's actually another time, and we'll get into it later.
Oh,
I promise.
interesting.
Yeah.
I wanna.
So you want to talk about equipment now?
Yeah. Let's go into that.
Okay. All right. So I guess the biggest thing for Lord Hader is, can you please pull up the image Skull Ship? This is obviously his titular main flag vehicle.
No.
Yeah, so basically, Hader's skull ship, as you can see here, is literally a ship shaped like a skull. It also has a tongue that can, that how the troops are deployed. They touch the planet with the tongue, and they run on the tongue onto the planet. The tongue can also lick people. It's a very big tongue, so you know the Ice King's not gonna like getting licked by this thing. It's gonna be very gross. But
It will be
The
very,
main-
very upsetting.
But there are two main important things about this ship. And the first is obviously its weaponry. Can you please pull up versus wiki laser calc? Because this is just has the image of the laser.
Versus lazy. Oh, there we go. Got it. Come
Hader ship is just full of these lasers that can casually blow up planets. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. There's one that can blow up a planet. There's another that can vaporize them. And he's even gotten hit by one of these lasers before. And he's fine. And as you can see here, as they calculated from the planet and the pixel scaling, that this one laser, just this one, is brown dwarf laser. And this isn't even his strongest laser on the ship. And let me see if I have the picture. No, did I not get a picture of the strongest?
Wahahaha! I froze it.
You know what? That's fine. I have it in my notes. The strongest laser he has is called the. What's
The
oh,
laser.
This is what I get for not organizing my notes. Here it is. It is called the Master Blaster 5000, and he was going to use it to basically destroy an entire solar system of planets.
Wow.
And yeah, but he didn't because Wander got him obsessed with another game. Wander basically tricked him into thinking that they were going to have a romantic evening where Lord Hader was going to kill him at the end of it. It was a funny episode. But this
You know that was
laser would
Wander
have
dressed the whole time, right? What?
But yeah, he has these kinds of weapons all over the ship, and this is not even the ship's final form. Can you please pull up Skull Crusher mode?
Oh yes.
This is the final form of the ship, where it pulls out all of the stops and just says, "Fuck it, I am going to go all out."
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, this ship is as you can see, it looks very powerful. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see what it could do because Lord Dominator did what they do best and obliterated it. But if we could go off of that one laser he has, we can say for a fact that this Skull Crusher mode is packing enough heat to casually destroy large planets, several of them at once.
Ooh,
And
okay.
even better, this ship is actually connected to Lord Hater. Lord Hater is a cyborg, like I mentioned before, and he can actually remotely call his ship, basically using his. Actually, do I have a picture of it? I do. Can you pull up image calling peepers?
Calling people.
He can literally just use his hand. Yeah,
There we go. Got it.
yeah. He can just use his hand as a phone and call in his ship. He can just, hey guys, can you come pick me up? Hey guys, can you come blow these guys up? Like he can just do that, like off his hand. So if the Ice King is threatening him, he can just say, "Fuck it, blow up the planet."
Interesting.
Oh, that's such a funny way to visualize telekinetic, like telepathy.
Yeah.
Ring, 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 ring. Who's there? It's me.
And he also has like probably one of my favorite one-off things. He built this himself, so he probably can get it.
Mhm.
Can you please pull up the Hater V?
Yep, I will do that. The Hater V, and then with the brackets with all the with the big name.
Yes. This is the Hater V, aka Hater's amazing, totally excellent rampage vehicle.
I love
This-
how off model he looks in that picture. It's so charming looking. He looks like a Steven Universe character.
I know.
Oh my
It's so
God.
I
good.
love this show, man.
Yeah, so the Hater V is equipped with, obviously you can see, 2 giant fists that punch really hard. He has missiles on the back of it that are strong enough to blow up entire large chunks of rock. He has, you can see that blue laser there, but we're not going to talk about that blue laser yet. That blue laser is important for laser later. Don't talk about it yet. Ignore it.
For lasers, important for lasers. You are
Oh, what?
right.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. But what is important is that this thing can shoot pieces out of its mouth.
Oh.
Pieces.
Yes, pizza.
Oh, pizza.
Oh,
Mm.
pizza.
Yeah, pizza. That, I think, is going to be big because that will distract Gunter.
Perhaps. But if we want to talk about Gunther for a minute,
Oh God.
he
Oh, are we
Gunther.
about to get a Metal Sonic moment here?
We're about to get a Metal Sonic moment. Gunther is fucking insane. This penguin is terrifying. So, for those who don't know, Gunther is secretly the demon big alien thing known as Ogolog, who was a planet conquering, terrorizing, who fought Globgrod. Oh my gosh, I always fail the pronunciation. Glob? Glob?
There's Glor.
Grob, gob, glob, grot. And in the battle with
Oh God.
And in the battle with, yeah, I got it right actually. And in that battle, Gunther was knocked down to, Ogolog was knocked down and basically made into a penguin. So, getting distracted maybe. We know that Gunther has a little bit more going on. But there's also the eye. The demonic wishing eye. The demonic wishing eye is a necklace that both Ice King and Gunther possesses, and Gunther takes and uses for themselves, that creates exact duplicates of, they're like kind of glass duplicates of whatever Gunther wants to. So in the Gunther episode where Gunther did this, they created an army of glass penguins, these doppelgangers that were strong enough to fight people like Finn and Jake and all those, which I'll get into the scaling later. But there's no reason why these eyes won't be able to copy versions of Hater's armies, and even Hater himself, a glass lord Hater. And these, from what I remember, these glass can also give vocal, are able to speak as well, in a little bit more of a weird glassy voice. Why is the penguin an elder god? Welcome to Adventure Time. Please sit down over here. Now, for a little bit of Ice King's equipment, because he does actually have a few. He has a love potion. Now, you might be thinking, he's not going to swoon over Hater during this battle, is he? No, this love potion actually removes hearts and makes your heart sentient. Not really good for Hater himself, because he is a cyborg skeleton thingy, but definitely maybe good for the army. There is a couple of ways that he can mind control you. he has a wedding ring that when he puts it onto you, you get basically locked into your consciousness. Ever seen the horror movie Get Out? Adventure Time did that before they did Get Out. And he also has... I'm getting the image. It is mind control crystals. He has mind control crystals. This is kind of where the comic starts. But he's mind controlling a Gumball Guardian here. Yeah, and he has multiple of these crystals, actually. So he can take control of Hater if Hater doesn't have any resistances to that. And also, he has sleeping gas, which is a wide AoE, well, sleeping gas. That could be put Lord Hater's army to sleep if needed. There's a couple other things I could bring up as well. Depending on... he can like create freezing potions that cause total paralysis, quite similar to his random beam that he had. And he can bring people to the Imagination Zone. The Imagination Zone is a real location. He takes Finn and Jake and Nepta there, where Ice King can create whatever he wants. Like, he's created, like, princesses, because he was showing Nepta. He created, like, the treehouse, where he showed a version of Finn and Jake farting on Nepta, because apparently they would really hate Nepta and want to fart on him. Hater, there is quite easily an...
I love Finn and Jake's pranks.
Yeah. There's an easy argument to be made that Lord Hater's going to be quickly separated from his gear during this battle.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, but we'll see.
Especially because it's like a pocket dimension thingy. The only other person who's been able to enter it is the Cosmic Owl. And the Cosmic Owl is a big dream. Like, he can do whatever he wants at this point.
You're a sociopath.
Exactly. Yeah. Should we touch on stats now?
No, wait, because I need to talk about my army.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
get into
You
the
brought up Gunter.
We need to know
This
what the
is
watchdogs can do.
Yeah, what are the watchdogs like?
So, I like how you mentioned before that Gunter and Ice King, they do have all these powerful magic items and abilities, and you're right. If they use that wishing eye, which I completely forgot about and am now terrified of, that wishing eye can definitely make clones of them, as you said. But that requires intelligence. When Gunter used it, he basically just made copies of himself to destroy glass bottles. That's all he used it for.
At the start of the episode,
even,
I just want to clarify, but then he went to taking over the Candy Kingdom.
to smash glass bottles.
This one likes to smash bottles.
A little bit of both. Like, he was both kind of a tyrannical takeover and also the glass bottles.
Yeah, he took over the kingdom specifically for the purpose of being able to smash glass bottles.
In like a death battle scenario, Gunther's main goal would be to defeat Lord Hater and the Watchdogs and Peepers.
That'd be fair.
Yeah, and try to find any glass bottles on the ship.
Yeah.
But what is important here is that Hater and his army, I believe, are vastly, believe it or not, more competent and intelligent to tackle these kinds of things. So can you please pull up, I guess we can just start talking about the army. Can you please pull up Watchdogs?
I can in a minute. There we go, it's coming.
So the Watchdog army are just like basically Cyclops people. They have giant eyes for heads, and they are all packing heat. Every single one of them has like a standard cartoon ray gun that can disintegrate people. I've seen it. They can disintegrate people, and they're all just going to be streaming out of his ship. There are hundreds of these guys, by the way. Hundreds, possibly even thousands, from what I've seen, because the ship is massive. And since I talked about the ship, I can talk about it. The ship is massive. Oh my God. This ship has an entire shopping mall in it. It has several torture rooms. It has hundreds of hallways. Lord Hater has a giant hallway literally just meant for his room. There are, like, the ship is... I can't even... It doesn't even make sense sometimes how big this ship is, honestly.
I know. I remember it being so big that they had a whole episode dedicated to a radio show being broadcast to the entire ship. Like, that was the radio show's sole purpose.
Hang on, in chat, a floating shopping list, and Hater somehow knows all their names. Does he? Is he that good of a leader?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Again, Hater is actually very competent. So this is actually a very good point, and I guess we can lead into it, because this ties into his faithful right-hand command. Lord Peepers. Can you please bring up Commander Peepers? Commander Peepers.
Commander Peepers. Yep.
Yeah, I'm fully convinced that Ice King, no, that Lord Hater would have taken over the universe 1,000 times over if he just wasn't so damn competitive with Wander.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is literally it. Almost the majority of the incompetency that we see from Lord Hater is either because A, he's obsessed with Wander, or B, he's obsessed with dating Lord Dominator, which he gets over by the end of season 2.
Yeah.
So, in fact, by the start of the show, it is already heavily implied that Hater already conquered the universe, conquered most of the galaxy. This is heavily implied. And it's also implied, like, through statements from Commander Peepers, that Hater used to be, like, super focused, well-driven, and actually very smart. And we do see some of these smarts in the final episode of the show where he's like, I gotta lock in. Lord Dominator's fucking everybody up. I need to use my fucking knowledge of geothermics. What's it called? Geothermonomics or something?
Yeah, something like
whatever. Sci-fi bullshit. And he was basically using all like high-tech science and stuff. And Lord Commander People was like, bro, where have you been for the past few seasons?
Yeah, dude, where's this guy been all season? Like, it's literally a look at the camera moment.
Yeah. So despite their appearance, they are very competent. And I think that without Wander or Lord Dominator being, him simping, I actually think if he were to lock in against the Ice King, you would see he is very intelligent and would actually organize very well. He conquers planets all the time with his army, and he even has a secret weapon. Can you please pull up Captain Tim?
This is scary. Who is
I have
Captain
never
Tim?
been so intimidated by someone named Tim.
So, okay, sorry. If you have arachnophobia, I apologize, but this is Captain Tim. Say hi.
Crud.
Hi, Captain Tim.
So
he's so
Captain
adorable.
Tim is a very powerful space alien. He is basically like Wanda over Yonder equivalent of an xenomorph, basically. They make a whole parody about it. And he is actually confirmed now the strongest of his entire race, to the point where he beat all of them on their home planet in order to earn the right to marry the queen, which he didn't do because he loved Lord Hater so much.
Aw.
Oh.
This guy is so powerful that he can rip through entire spaceships built for space travel, and his acid, as you can see in the top right, is powerful enough to melt through several layers of steel casually. He can just drool it and it'll melt that much steel. So imagine what he would do if he just spat it at a penguin. That penguin would just be vaporized instantly.
Right.
No! Rip.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Devastating.
that would make me sad.
And there's also just one thing I wanted to bring up is that Commander Peepers is like the smartest. I would definitely say Commander Peepers is probably smarter than Lord Hater. And he actually reminds him about a lot of their defense protocols in their army. So I think that if he has Commander Peepers by his side, they could definitely formulate strategies against all of the crazier magic stuff that Ice King has, including, can you please bring up Defense Protocol XO973 Tesseract?
Yep.
Defense Protocol XO973 Tesseract is essentially just a pair of gauntlets that allows him to control this awesome giant mech that he can empower and use to fight with. And he can do it remotely, as you can see from the, remote headset. It's very cool. It's so cool.
There's going to be one...
And they never made a toy of it, did they?
I need it.
There's going to be
Maybe if they
one
did-
major issue here with all of this. What's this? Invisible Ice King! Yes! Ice King has the power to turn completely... Here's him sneaking up on Flame Princess and capturing her. Surprisingly...
Oh my god, what a jump! What a jump!
So surprisingly,
Lapis versus Flame Princess fight dynamic.
Despite Ice King being maybe, I would argue, more like he's less incompetent, more incompetent than Lord Hater, he has surprisingly great skill and experience. He's fought many different foes, and he is a master of something called Freeze Jitsu. Freeze Jitsu is a martial art
Here we go.
that we see. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't have anything for this, but Freeze Jitsu lets you create ice weapons. It lets you like create ice clones. There are so many things that freeze Jitsu, and he is a master of it. I think in a chaotic battle like this, Ice King's gonna be able to get the jump on Lord Hater. And he's also, I did forget to bring up, sorry, about the freezing thing. He froze down the entire Flame Kingdom. So the Flame Kingdom is made of, obviously, fire and lava. Yeah, he was, like, freezing that entire kingdom. Obviously, it took a period because it's a big landmass. But he was cooling it off. Like, this guy's ice is crazy.
Dude, I mean...
Okay.
I can't get over that GIF, by the way. I'm just thinking about how casually he jumped her.
I will say, because we've talked about being a weird simp for in Lord Hater's case, this is when Patient Saint Pym, the ice elemental who froze herself before the Mushroom War, told Ice King to kidnap the other elementals. So he locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to touch on stats because I think this is where we get more.
It's kind of crazy how every single thing that Ice King has done all has some tragic backstory behind it.
Yeah.
They did so much to recontextualize that character throughout the years. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They would have done the same for Lord Hater if we got season 3.
If they had sold that robot, I bet you we would have gotten a season 3. I'm telling you this right now.
Let's
That's
talk
all they needed to do.
a little bit about.
Hang on.
Oh,
I gotta. No, sorry, no. You can go ahead. I had to send you one more image. I forgot to send this one to you.
Just one more image.
I don't know if I'll be able to save it mid-cast. That's the only thing.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So we're going to talk about... First, we're going to talk about what Ice King does directly, and then we're going to get into scaling, right? Because I feel like this is an easy way to break it down. Ice King himself should be easily in the gigatons. He's comparable to people like Flame Princess in their fight, and she's got a 385 gigaton feat of her residual heat of melting the Ice Kingdom. He himself created a massive storm with 88 gigatons of TNT. He created a snowstorm outside of Finn and Jake's house, which gets to 1.5 gigatons of TNT. And then we have the processing feat. Now, does anybody...
Say that again?
The processing feat. This is what we're going to touch upon now. Now, does anybody remember our good friend Stitch from Lilo and Stitch?
No. I mean, yes, I do, but oh god.
Do you guys remember how his speed was attuned to his mind?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh god.
Basically, when creating the Fiona and Cake universe, Prismo was typing on a fanfiction, right? Oh, no. And he beamed that into Ice King's head, the story, right? Whoa. And he's processing and reacting to the story. He's like a fanfic critic, right? And oh boy, let's talk about this number, shall we? 8.38 quaterton septillion times FTL.
What?
Of him like being able to process the information,
reacting to it. Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
Okay, I guess because I haven't seen it, I'm trying to think about like the context. So he's reacting to all the information. So it would be like if he was in like the Hollow Purple deal, where he's processing all that information at once, but actually being able to process it and like your mind isn't like being corrupted by all that information.
That's actually a very good comparison. Yeah.
I also want to talk about that. What's being processed here is an entire universe. It is canonically the Fiona and Cake. So all the stories that we see are told by Ice King, but it's an entire universe Prismo hid inside of Ice King's head. So that's where you can get it. There's other feats as well that doesn't get as high, but still would give us a lot of really quick speed feats. Jake can dodge something called the Spark, which can move at 146 million to 140 times trillion the speed of light. And then there are then we have the infinite speed feat. So basically, there's this thing called the Undertaker. So Finn and Jake die. Rip.
Oh no.
So R.I.P. in peace.
Finn and Jake die. Okay. And there's this character called Tiffany. Tiffany used to be Jake's best friend, turned into a dick, died, became an Undertaker. And now Tiffany is attempting to hide hide Finn and Jake from New Death. It's also definitely a whole universe because it moved out of Ice King's head at the end of season 1 and isn't equal to every other universe. Yeah, so it has to be a universe side. So to talk a bit more about it, so he basically, and also the family are unfortunately true. The family are Finn and Jake's parents are tied up, and there's this big flash of light, right? And
Right.
Tiffany moves the family before the light can accompany the whole universe, right? But there's an issue here, and I will pull up the image. Thank you, comics. That's not the image name.
I like how it's a private chat, but it still shows up on the stream.
Yeah. That's the issue. That's the issue with it. This is called I Never Die. Basically, dead worlds are infinite in size.
Yep.
When Hudson Abadia is explaining the universes and the death worlds, Death explains that it's an infinite plane to wander endlessly. That's what the Death Planes is, and there's 50 planes. So Tiffany managed to move it before this infinite space was filled, which gets you either infinite or 48.9 quadrillion times the speed of light. And
Okay.
let's go into AP, shall we? Because let's go into my... Oh, do you have any questions?
I'm curious where that quadrillion, that number specifically comes from.
I
Yeah.
will...
I'm also not sure how Ice King scales to it. Like,
I can
unless
explain.
missed something in the chain.
So basically, he should just scale to it because Finn and Jake have fought Tiffany specifically in the dead world. And when you're in the dead world, nothing really changes about you. I think the quadrillion just kind of comes from if you were just using like non-comics.
I see.
So is it supposed to be like the actual size of it, I suppose?
Yeah.
I'm still conflicted on whether or not to scale that to Ice King, though, because technically Finn and Jake are dead, and it has been many years, like, since.
No,
the
but
events of the
but the
story.
thing is, they take the form of their own physical bodies. They are Finn and Jake. And you're not enhancing the dead world. We see that multiple times in the show when Finn and Jake enter the dead world from the outside. Let's talk about power, shall we? So
I do posit that as the funniest fart joke in all of kids animation, by the way.
Oh,
when they're
with-
trying to see
yeah.
the dead world.
Yes, the skeletons.
It would be funny.
So if you were calculating the power from the snow crown in the alternative world, you get 7.9 yotatons of TNT. You've got characters like the Lich, who you can physically scale Finn and Jake to because they beat his ass, and Jake actually throws him into the sun in the comics, which gets 4 rotatons of TNT when he defeats the Citadel Guardians. The Lich does. But let's talk about my favorite character in Adventure Time, or in Fiona and Cake, the Scarab. This is the Scarab. The Scarab is a cosmic auditor. Which basically means he gets rid of any universes that are unapproved, right? So
Using a device, yes.
using a device, yes, but he is still more powerful and should be on a similar level to Prismo, as he likes to say. And the Winter, he definitely should be on the same level as Prismo. He's been shown to.
But he beat him off screen, though.
No, you have, there's the instance in, I think it's like the 2nd or the 3rd episode, where he's trying to hold, like, him back from, like, from breaking through the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
And can you see that there's a certain little character who looks like Ice King who freezes the Winter King? That is the Winter King, actually. The Winter King! I ruined that. The Winter King is a version of,
Turn Ice King into the Onceler. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna make a joke and say the Twinker King, but yeah, I thought. Basically,
Better. I like that one better.
basically,
Oh, no.
this is a version of Ice King from the main dimension, who managed to transfer his insanity to Princess Bubblegum and became the Twinker King. He's a little bit insane. So the ice crown in this universe has no buffs or anything. This is also backed up by a statement from Simon himself, because he's looking for the ice crown because he technically also wants to die. That's what you get when your wife is gone. He states that the crown could beat the Scarab in a fight. And
True.
you might be thinking, what about the Scarab? Yeah, he stays frozen for the entire episode. You can see here now. So this is after the Winter King has died by Fiona's anti-magic thing. You can kind of see in the gift the crown has lost its color, which makes Simon age up and die. Yeah, he stays frozen for the entire episode. So the Winter King was basically just able to completely incapacitate the Scarab. And Fiona,
Okay.
Fiona and Cake are meant to be directly the counterparts to Finn and Jake in like every way but gender. The whole joke is that Prismo, you know, they're the gender swapped, you know, universe versions.
63.
Yeah. So like, and also they physically fight the Scarab. So the scaling chain is like, it's great. We've seen similar crowns do like other similar powers as well. One of the most notable examples is the Vampire King, who takes the crown and makes his world perpetually dark so the vampires can thrive. This is just like the power of the ice crown. But also, we have to touch on a little bit of cosmology. You all can...
oh no, wait.
You all can... If you all have a bingo going of Saul mentions cosmology, get that off now. Let's bring up Bye Bye Time Room. This is Bye Bye Time Room. Bye Bye Time Room. So the Time Room is where Prismo sits, along with these creatures who have hammers, and they beat on each other and send time waves through the universe, right? Oh, I think it might be multiverse. I'll say universe because I'm unsure. In the Enchiridion story, the Catalyst Comet, which is a comet that comes around every single, like, I don't even know a time frame, but it comes around all the time, right? And it was going to destroy this time room, destroy those things, destroy Prismo, because Prismo is, like, ageless and stuff. Let's have a look at who beats the comet, shall we? First we have Evergreen. The crown was made to defeat the comet. So that's the entire intention of... So you can see that's the Lich Comet. Finn is also created from one of these comets as well. So when Gunther gets the ice powers from Evergreen, Evergreen is still confident he can defeat the comet, but by this point he has gone insane. There's also my good friend Gunther, or Orgalog. When he finally regains consciousness, I call this one Freaky Mouth, because look at him. Why did look at him? He caught it really. He's scary. So Orgalog,
like that one Pokemon that's like a squash ghost.
yeah. So Orgalog catches and begins to consume the comet, right? So that's already a pretty blatant durability feat on its own. Orgalog is above the comet, right? Yeah. Finn's Grassod, later known as Fern, cuts down and kills Orgalog. The comet couldn't, even though they were in the same place, like they both did it from the inside, but Fern managed to completely kill Orgalog. So that's just the scaling chain from there. So there are plenty of ways to give Ice King this high tier universal scaling.
And by the way, I looked it up, and according to the wiki, the Catalyst Comets they hit Earth every 1,000 years.
Yeah, I thought about 1,000, but I didn't want to sound stupid. There's also the idea that you can get this feat higher because a single universe in Adventure Time has all the other dimensions, right? It has the Nightosphere, it has the Lumpy Space universe, it has I was going to mention a third funny universe, but I couldn't really think about it. So you could technically get this even higher. Lol Tater, over to you.
Yes. Believe it or not, I am fully prepared. You're not ready for this. Yeah. See, I mentioned it towards the beginning, but Wander Over Yonder is very Toon Force heavy. There is Toon Force everywhere in this series. And I think let's just start small. Let's start small. Let's see. Where is it? I gotta find it. What's the image name? Oh god, I closed this folder. Hang on.
I've got the
Yes. Can you please bring up Sun Missile 1?
Yep.
Oh, we're starting
promising
small
start.
with a sun missile.
Yes. So in this episode, Wander is trying to do a good deed, but every time he does one, things get worse.
Mm.
And what happens is eventually he accidentally pisses off Lord Hater, and Hater's like, you know what? Fuck it. Peepers, destroy the sun. And he fires a missile at the sun. So this is important because Wander and Sylvia race the missile to the sun, escape the bubble, and then deflect the missile by jumping on it and then shooting it right back at the ship. And this, by the way, is not the best speed feat. Not even close. We'll get to speed. Don't worry about that. But this is relevant because I don't even know if I need to bring it up, because when Wander deflects the missile, I have a gift for it, but I don't think it's necessary. If you want to bring it up, you can. It's Sun Missile 2.
I'll
But the
bring it
missile
up because
basically
it's
deflects and it...
a funny visual.
Yeah. Basically, the missile deflects, and in a matter of seconds, the missile goes all the way back to Lord Hater's ship, blows it up, and Hater tanks it without a scratch.
Sun Missile 2. There we go.
So was he just floating out in space after his ship got blown up?
Yep, and this also suggests that he doesn't need air, because obviously he's a skeleton.
Yeah.
And a cyborg.
And I
And a
guess
cyborg.
they didn't have much trouble getting the funds to build another ship either.
Yeah, that's always been a question of mine, but you know what? We don't worry about it.
He's too scary. Would you say no to him?
Yeah, with cartoons and video games like that, you don't question how the big scientist overlord guy pays for all the robot shit. You just kind of
Yeah, just accept it. So here now that we've talked on it, we talked about speed. We got sun level, but we're about to get even higher. Before we get to AP, let's talk about speed, because honestly, that universe feat for the Ice King in his mind, that's kind of absurd. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of absurd. It's crazy. I accept it, but you know what? It's kind of crazy. But something even crazier happened in the series. In the episode, The Epic Quest, with Wander and Sylvia, and yes, Lord Hater does scale to Wander and Sylvia in speed because he beats them all the time. So, in this episode, Wander and Sylvia go on a quest to basically find someone's lost sock and give it back to them. And in this, they have to go talk to a mystic guru that has the, magical ability to just tell them the answer to everything. And in order to get there, they have to go up this large mountain. How many steps does this mountain have, you may ask? Here we go. Now, please pay attention. I'll put the name in chat so you can see. But this mountain had, and I quote, 1,000,000 quinquag interquadrillion steps. And they do this in a matter of minutes.
What?
Is this like?
What
And
do you
this
think
is
is that?
I do have to question. Does it look like? Obviously, the number comes from the actual calc itself. Is this like? Do you?
No, that's not a calc. They just straight up say that in the episode.
I know they say that in the episode, but do we see the mountain? Is there
Yes,
anything
we do
back in?
see I can get a picture if you want.
I won't be able to bring it up, but for my own curiosity, I will lie and
Yeah,
say that there is
so-
no picture. No.
Oh my god. But yes, there is a picture of the mountain. And even more interesting is they actually go up this mountain twice. They go back up, and then they go back down, and then they go up in another episode, and then they go back down in another episode casually. So they
Sounds
can
like a
very
workout.
casually. Yeah, it's a very big workout. And this speed is actually supported because there are several moments of Wander and Sylvia, obviously, taking place in space. They just go around in their little bubble, right?
Yeah.
And usually there's not a lot suggesting how fast they're going in this bubble, because usually they're just walking around chilling, space hobos doing their thing. However, in 2 episodes, this is important. We have can you please pull up Galaxy Racetrack? So, in this episode, Wander enters Sylvia in the Galactic Conjunction 6000, which is a race that takes place across. Let me get the direct quote, because this is important. Let me see the quote. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Here we go. This is a formation that takes place every year where all the planets in the galaxy align to create a racetrack around it. And they Wander and Sylvia are. Can you please pull up? Where is it? What's this? Can you please pull up? Race to the finish. This is just a gif of the finish line, right? This is just the finish line. And in this finish line, Sylvia is very, very blatantly faster than everybody else. And they go across this entire racetrack also in a matter of minutes.
Huh. Interesting.
But guess what? It gets even crazier. This is still not the best speed feat. Ignoring the million, quintillion, whatever bullshit steps, ignoring that, they can get even faster and faster. Can you please pull up the GIF simply called Speed?
Yeah, I see it.
Uh-oh.
Speed.
In this episode, Wander was competing to visit the most places in the galaxy against an old lady, which it was pretty funny. In this episode, he very obviously pushes Sylvia to her absolute limits, and she does this. If the GIF loads.
Yeah, we can see it. Crazy.
Oh, you can see it? Yeah. She is just casually bouncing around the galaxy. And even though there's like a little map showing the dots, it's very clear that they are still going between these systems in a matter of seconds. It's very clear because Wander wants to visit these places as fast as he possibly can to beat this old lady. Now, I'm bad at math. I'm not going to lie to you. I am bad at math, and I cannot give you numbers. But what I can tell you is that this still isn't the fastest feat.
Oh, dear.
I don't say.
It gets faster. We get faster. In the episode, The Whole Lot of Nothing. Can you please pull up the image called Wander Plug?
Now I know how. now I know how ships help going from error to error picture. I'm like, oh, find the file.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
We need the file. Go.
So, in this episode, it's pretty straightforward. Wander stops a black hole with his finger. Now, hang on. This is not the feat. This is not the feat. Basically, this whole episode premise is Wander's stuck on a planet because he can't move his finger or else the galaxy will get sucked into this black hole. And they even say that very blatantly. But even crazier is the GIF titled Wander Stops the Black Hole.
Yeah, I was
Because
exactly.
as he's having his...
There we go, got it.
Yeah. As Wander is plugging up this hole, he accidentally goes to sleep. And then the hole sucks him in and starts sucking in the rest of the galaxy until Wander himself forces himself out of the black hole and replugs it up.
Oh my god, this show.
Oh my gosh.
But is it
That's
a
right.
real black hole?
To be fair,
Actually,
we could give the same amount of leniency to Adventure Time's own black hole, which Finn jumps into and cuts
Yeah.
out of. So I think you could give, like, they both suck things in, right? And they're both black
Yeah.
holes.
They both suck, okay?
they both suck. And even better, can you please pull up Hater Plug? Because at the end of the episode, Hater takes Wander's place.
Oh, he's so sad.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I have, since we should be wrapping up and getting to the votes, I have one, as a good detective once said, I have one more thing that I want to bring up.
Sure.
Welcome, my friends, to the cosmic imagination. What is this image? Well, the cosmic imagination is what? So basically, the cosmic. So to keep the cosmology yap short, the cosmic imagination is what basically is the center of almost all of Adventure Time's reality, right? This is what it is, and it powers all the magic in Adventure Time, which includes people like Ice King. Now, you might be thinking, why is that relevant to bring up? The cosmic imagination can do multiple different things and can let people see past, present, and future. It's a gift given to every single wizard in Adventure Time, which Ice King doesn't really have like a amazing grasp over it. You know, he's not an amazing wizard, but he's able to like tap into it. Like basically how all magic works is you're tapping into the cosmic imagination. Imagine it as a big AA battery. Apart from that, I don't think I have anything more to bring up. I will just double check. Do you have anything more you want to bring up, Moloch?
I do have one more thing, because this actually relates to Hater's power.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please pull up, it's an image, blocking Dominator's drill?
I was like, where is it? I'm on the wrong...
Yeah, so basically, this is in the final episode. Hater is making a force field so big, he's surrounding a planet and is stopping Dominator's drill from drilling into it. And this is important because if you see in the background of the images, you can see all of the other planets that Dominator broke. And it is directly stated that she destroyed every other planet in the galaxy, including the ones that were like the brown dwarf star level planets that we saw earlier, that I showed up earlier. Even more impressive, though, and this actually is something that I wish I had brought up earlier, but Hater gets a rage amp. When he gets angry and is filled with hate, you know, his namesake, he actually becomes more powerful.
Should I pull up the image?
And he actually... Yes.
There we go.
Bring up... Yes. Yes. Rage amp Hater. He actually gets exponentially more powerful the angrier he gets. He can go from getting absolutely bodied from Dominator to rocketing right to her and punching her in the face. And almost winning if he wasn't a simp, of course.
Yeah.
Even better, though, is... let's see, where is it? Hater can... Where'd it go? Oh, yes, finally. Okay, can you please bring up the Hater V again? Because it's time to talk about that blue laser from before. This is important.
Okay.
I mean, told in chat that the stream is lagging just a little
we will
bit.
probably have to
Yeah,
slow
the
down
stream
on
is
all
a
the...
good bit behind.
We will probably have to slow down on all the gifts.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have any more gifts to show, so this is fine.
Like, at least next time we'll do smaller gifts.
Yeah, for sure. I'll learn from my lesson. So if you remember before, remember this blue laser on the Hater V?
Oh, how can I forget?
Yes. So this blue laser actually is a frost ray that they were going to use to freeze Lord Dominator's ship. And it uses an element called frostonium. And it is so powerful. I couldn't send the image because I forgot to take an image of it before. It is so powerful that it actually does freeze the entirety of Lord Dominator's ship, which is important because Lord Dominator obviously has magma powers that are so powerful she can break planets and stuff. We see this. This is very blatant. But what's even more important is that in this episode with the Hater V, which is why this episode is up, the Hater V accidentally, you know, turns sides. Lord Dominator steals it, and she uses it on Hater, and Hater is frozen in it, and he breaks out.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Shall we start wrapping up with our final arguments now?
Yeah, it definitely seems to have a lot of brute force locked down.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't make the poll. It's because I'm on the wrong account.
Uh-oh.
No, I can get to the right one. Okay, I will start with my final argument. Hater is a little bit of a greedy little stat merchant. He doesn't have a lot going on outside of his stats and equipment. But what we've shown today is that no matter what end you put Hater at, you can match Ice King. The missile, catching up to a missile laser, he's done something similar with the, like the processing feat, if you want to talk about that. They, what was it? The Galaxy Race, you have characters like Jake being able to react to other things that can cross around galaxies, like the spark, right? You can basically, they both have even ends no matter what, but only Ice King has the universal and the infinite speed arguments, which trump everything Hater can do. And that's just talking about that. Hater has more equipment, we can definitely establish that, but they can always be taken away by the imagination zone, which then would separate the battle into a place Ice King can control. Or he can... I don't know how this would actually work, but considering the things that are made by Ice King's lightning gives him loyalty, he can use his lightning to make his ship alive and turn against Lord Hater, which would be a very Wander over Yonder thing to happen. He has ways of completely stomping Lord Hater. Lord Hater isn't resistant to being put to sleep, being mind controlled, being paralyzed. There are so many instant win cons that Ice King has, and all that Hater has is amazing, but Ice King can turn invisible, and he will not know where to hit no matter what. The armies are great, but the disease, Eos, and Beard Flakes would instantly take out most of the army, with Gunther picking up shop with his glass clones that definitely won't destroy the ship. There's just so much going on in this battle, but I think it's actually pretty simple at the end of the day. Hater can be taken out by mind control, anything like that. And even if Hater manages to kill Ice King, he's gone. The planet is gone with them, and there's nobody else but the Ice King who can do it. Monarch, you go.
Yes, I have a few. So, you're right. The Ice King definitely can scale pretty high. And I do think in terms of speed, even though I'm god awful at doing math, I would still think in terms of speed, you can still get Hater high enough to where he could probably keep up, unless you give Ice King infinite. However, a lot of these infinite and universal feats, because you do mention the Scarab before, and the Scarab is pretty powerful, but he also just gets beat up by Farmwolfin at one point.
He kills Farmwolfin, though.
He does, but it's the fact that he could be stopped by him at all. And not only that, but it's really iffy, a lot of the cosmological beings in Adventure Time. For example, Prismo can create universes and all that, but he can still get trapped in cube. Like, he got trapped in that little cube the Scarab had.
Yeah, but also the Scarab is supposed to be kind of the police of Prismo. You'd be a pretty shit policeman if you didn't have any good weapons.
True. But in terms of my real final arguments for Hater, is that all of this relies on one simple fact. I'm just going to blow up the planet before Ice King sees me.
You're just gonna be petty.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's like it's the deleted alternate ending for Bowser versus Eggman, but actually this time.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
Is that your final argument?
Is that your final
no,
argument?
it's not. It's not only that, but I do, even though Ice King's mind is pretty fast, we have seen consistently that in terms of mental ability, the Ice King is, well, there's literally, you remember that one episode where it's literally revealed we see Ice King's like backstory as Simon Petrikov?
Mm-hmm.
Literally in the span of minutes, he forgets that they were his secret tapes, and then they just give it to him. And he's like, oh wow, secret tapes. Hey, thanks, man. The Ice King is not mentally all there, is the best way to put it. And I feel like it is that intelligence level that will hold him back against Commander Peepers and Lord Hater's superior planning and strategies and long history of conquering planets and worlds against other super powerful villains. I do think this experience in intelligence matters, and ultimately Lord Hater will find a way to create a best strategy to just blow up the planet. Just blow up the planet, Lord Hater. Just blow it up. Don't even fucking blow them up.
I have one.
Hate's great, best villain. Hate's great, best villain. Hate's great, best villain.
What will Lord Hater do against the horse? Dude, let's kill the horse. to be fair, as dumb as Ice King can be, the horse is a frightening thing he did. Why did he do that?
Wait, he did that?
Yeah, it was revealed. He was like an Ice King.
To learn how to be happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, let's kill Lord Hater. Okay, Raccoon Bro, give your final argument. Give your little vote.
Well, you meant, Molak, I remember you mentioning that it's questionable if Lord Hater could even be frozen by Ice King. Did you ever elaborate on that?
Yeah, he talked about the core thing.
Frostonium.
Yeah.
That he was able to. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
And he's not immediately depowered when he loses the crown.
No, it takes.
Because I do remember moments from the show where
there are moments
like,
where he loses it immediately.
where like they knock the crown off and then they like immediately knock him out right after.
Yeah, because he's usually knocked out right after. That's kind of the main thing.
Yeah.
One of the big things is.
But wait, what about that one moment in Simon and Marcy where Marceline just casually throws a snowball at it and he's immediately depowered?
So basically my main argument comes from Betty. And basically Betty takes the ice crown to experiment on it and also takes Gunther. And it takes a few days for him and he's still able to use his powers, right? And also, like I said, the ice crown can be shrunk and like it just has to be kind of like it's not always on his head. Again, I did say it had to be on his head, but I remembered now he kind of like can keep it in his like waistband. He wears like a suit later on and with like glasses. He looks dry as fuck.
That's true.
It's not gonna be like a King Boo situation.
No.
Where you just flick it off and it's good.
No.
Bless you. But I think we do at least know that if you shave his beard, he can't fly anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. This is a very you did make me reconsider how much closer this battle is than I originally thought. But the thing that has me leaning is the experience advantage and the more tactical side of it, because that is a very impressive feat of being able to process all that information at once. But I'm not sure how much that means if you're not really doing much with that information per se when it comes to planning out a battle like this. And I also don't with is it Glorbalorb? Is that right?
Yeah, Orgalorg.
Orgalorg, like I'm not sure like how useful he would be like to Ice King. Like, does he actually fight for Ice King?
No, I wasn't arguing Ice King. I'm more arguing the Gunther stuff.
Yeah, and so I'm not sure how like applicable that would be for the actual battle that they have, and so because of that, I think like Lord Hater just has such a like vast amount of technology and crazy powers at his disposal that Ice King is just not prepared for. So I'm leaning towards Lord Hater because of that. And I think also just like the Toon Force energy helps as well, because like I remember as back in episode 1, he like casually punches a dinosaur like off the planet into the like atmosphere.
There's actually one moment where he punches a villain completely through a moon and into space.
Like, I just don't see Ice King like matching that level of power, like realistically speaking, like even if you can get him up to infinite somehow, because I just like I find Lord Hater more consistently doing stuff like that. So that's why I'm gonna like go with him for now. But you did provide a lot of perspective with Ice King and how powerful he is that I hadn't considered before. So yeah, good job on that.
That's how the battle starts. Hater finds the horse on one of his conquered planets.
I feel like that would be a character, like giving Lord Hater a petty reason to fight him because this horse is annoying him.
Smelt, hit it.
I've really gotten back and forth as this has gone on. Just these two are so much more absurd than I could have possibly given them credit for. This is definitely one where I could see it going either way in an actual episode. However, I do think the stat gap is a real problem for Lord Hater. Ice King getting so much higher means that he can't really do all that much to him. And Ice King's Beard Flakes thing just kind of removes the whole army half of the equation entirely with like one clean sweep. So I do think Ice King takes it, but I could definitely be convinced the other way if this were to go on for a bit longer.
Ooh, okay. So this is interesting. This has never happened in cast history. We have a tie.
Oh
Well,
no!
Yo!
We have a tie.
We still have...
Oh my god!
Oh my god! A tie on the YouTube
Wow.
thing too.
Yeah, Raccoon voted for Hater. Smelt voted for Ice King, and the chat was 50-50.
That's amazing.
And it didn't
Let's
even
go.
see. I was gonna make the joke that because YouTube always takes the 1%. I was gonna be like, whoever loses the 1% is the loser. But no, it kept both 50%.
Yeah, 'cause it was 10 votes.
How
Yeah,
do we get a tiebreaker?
I don't think
That means by technicality, Lord Hater is the greatest
But,
in the
guys,
galaxy.
Isn't it fitting that these two villains who can never win both just didn't win?
Let's go.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good way to end it.
A cell versus cell situation, guys.
Lemonade said, didn't EXE versus Aerosans end in a tie last time? Yes, but that's also because Noah voted for me because chat wasn't on my side until it came to the vote, and then they voted for me.
I am still leaning towards Hater because of how much more consistently absurd and cosmological Wander is as a verse. But like if I watch Fiona and Cake, I could like see myself being a bit more swayed towards Ice King. So I would love it if they did this as an episode. I think there is so much potential for comedic moments here, and also just making them look out of nowhere badass too, because they have those moments in their canons. Like it would be, I think it would be like a relatively more low-key Bowser versus Eggman if they did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use the comparison
like
that
a ton of fun.
Gunther is the Metal Sonic because he is kind of like Ice King's army is. I will say it's a lot worse than Hater's, but man, having a guy who will just create an entire army out of like direct clones, crazy. But thank you for coming along to the Fan Battle cast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we had a little bit of technical issues, but we went mostly fine. Don't say the soul streak technically continues. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was an ongoing thing because on my own podcast I haven't lost like 4 times in a row, and now on here I haven't lost. So they're looking to break my streak. They want me gone.
I mean, you also didn't win, but
I didn't lose.
Hey man, my first.
I agree. Eliminate
I'll
this.
take it.
Lemonade, I agree. This is a great matchup to end in a tie.
Yeah, if there's any other matchup that should end in the tie, it's the ones where the villains cannot, they do not win in their stories.
Yeah, because and you know that they would not be satisfied with that. Because they're so competitive and petty.
Yeah,
Wait. How about this? Who's the better musician, though?
I think.
Oh, look here.
I don't know.
No way,
Ice
Ice
King.
King.
Ice King, yeah. Remember you
he's
with
got Rebecca
Marceline.
Sugar writing. He clears.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Lord Hater has that like Bowser metal villain energy to him.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
He's a total rock star, and he's a rapper. People
I-
don't know that he's a rapper too.
yeah. This is
Oh,
where we
no.
will end off for today. I don't know when the other one is. I don't know. Maybe I'll host again. This was fun. I like being the little tech guy in the chair, bringing up all my images. Thank you to Morlock for coming on and debating, Lord Hater.
No problem, man. This was awesome.
And thank you to Raccoon Bro and Smelt for taking the time out of their day to come on.
It has been an absolute pleasure to spread the good Hater word. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
You'll 100% see all of us again at some point. I know a bunch of us just have upcoming casts as it is. So thank you all.